Goa, a land of many beautiful sights. I'm here on this short weekend trip to explore one sea cave to the extreme north and one sea cave to the extreme south. I'm here on a working Friday to sample the beauty of working from the lovely lanes of the Latin quarters in the Fontainhas area in Panjim. I'm also meeting an Instagram friend and discovering the kokum flavor for a juice at Joseph's. Come join us in this long weekend journey as we bend our backs, hike little hills through bushes, find nice poses to take portraits, discover peace in a cave not once but twice across the two extreme ends of North and South Goa. Let's dive straight in. Our trip starts on a Thursday evening, where I board a bus from the Kempegowda bus terminus in Majestic. I picked the Ambaari sleeper Volvo as it is the only AC sleeper bus that is available for that day. Otherwise, there are only sitting buses that are available. But this is the new series of Volvo buses, totally premium, costs about 2000 rupees for that one journey. My friend Kishore missed his bus as he was stuck in traffic. He then hurried to the next point, which was in Yeshwantapur, running parallel to the bus as he was traveling in the metro line. He finally boarded the bus just in the nick of time. I woke up early and I was chatting with the driver as he was driving in the night. But Kishore was fast asleep till the bus stopped at Panjim at 8:45 in the morning. The extra comfort and coziness of the bus probably made Kishore sleep like a baby, which is how KSRTC advertises their Volvo. So within 20 minutes from the bus stand, we walked over the Pato area into Fontainhas, into the colourful Latin quarters. We were staying at a place called Marquitos from Easy Hostels, and we had rented 2 dorm beds for us. Good morning. We are at Marquitos. This is the place that we've rented for a day, and this is day 1 of my epic 10-day trip. We're just waiting to check in at the hotel, and I have a lot of luggage, so I've sent Kishore to first do the check-in formalities and then I'll get the luggage. But I'm very happy to stay in this very colourful neighbourhood. If you remember the movie Malang, there was a scene where Kunal Roy Kapoor starts his bike this side. So I was fascinated by the colours of this place and I said I must come here someday. This week I have the opportunity. Let's go in and show you how it looks like. The room we got was on the first floor. It was an aircon room with a bunk bed and a normal bed also on the left. The balcony door was incidentally broken into multiple small fractions and we could open any one part. The balcony was actually very small, but you had lovely views of the colourful neighbourhood and you could just pass time by, simply staring out at what people were doing on the road. Our first stop of the day was to go find a co-working space nearby, and we chose Cafe Rasa. It was also an art exhibition space, going by the way the place was structured. It had some space for board games too, apart from some interesting travel books.
The curtains looked over the busy Fontainhas streets on one end, while the other end opened up to beautiful views of the Mandovi River. We started the day with a fruit bowl. The cafe was charging us around 600 rupees per person from 9:30 am to 6 pm, which also included the food that we could customize and pick. So we ended up ordering a lot more, which turned out to be around 950 rupees per person. The place had decent Wi-Fi, but my only bummer was that there was no air conditioning that week, so we ended up working on a very hot day. But my office calls kept me busy, not to worry much about the heat. We ended up ordering a lot of food, for lunch post 2 pm, after ordering a lot of juices through the day. In the evening, as the cafe was about to close, I met my Instagram friend and travel blogger who recommended Cafe Rasa to us. We met Kaushal, also known as Exotic Gringo, on Instagram. He came to the cafe, took us on an evening walk to the neighborhoods in this shop called Joseph's. Very good recommendations on a mango pickle and a kokum juice. We loved the shop vibe by the roads at Joseph, and another of his recommendations was to try out a sister concern of Joseph's called Miski, which was near the General Post Office, which had very nice seats, that had a full view opening out onto the road. I somehow, liked that little place. Also, it was very, hot and sweaty because, of course, there's no air conditioning there. But great place, great recommendations. Kishore, I think, more so had one blue-looking mocktail. I had a veg starter, and that's how we ended that evening in Fontainhas. We started the day early on day 2. We took a bus to the Dabolim airport and got ourselves a rental car for the next couple of days as we look to explore Goa's extreme north and southern end for sea caves. In Goa, you don't have great public transport, and if the places that you want to go are slightly far off, it's better to have your own vehicle, and in this case, a rental car comes as a boon. It costed us about 1,200 a day, with a drop and pickup charge of about 500 added in. These guys are based somewhere in the Kolva area of South Goa. So they came to the airport, so they took 500 rupees more. It was a Swift petrol car. We also paid the guy 3,000 rupees as a refundable deposit. Our morning started at a beautiful cafe down the road where we were staying, which had some very nostalgic photos from the 80s, making us remember Gold Spot and Nirma. The wall ceiling was made of cutouts, of comics. So Cafe Gold Spot is the name. Remember it next time you get to the Fontainhas area. After fooling around for some poses, we proceeded to start our journey to our first sea cave in the Kerim beach, which is in the extreme part of North Goa.
This part of my blog will cover a trip between the two sea caves that Goa has. Goa has a sea cave in the extreme north and it has a sea cave in the extreme south. So we'll be doing a hike to both those sea caves, and you'll be seeing not just the trip to the sea caves but also the trip between those sea caves. So let's get started. Joining me on this trip is my friend Kishore, who's behind the wheel. And we are right now in Parra. We're on our way to Mapusa and then to the northern side of Goa.
In 200 meters, turn left onto Calingute, Mapusa Road.
Yes, we never disobey the Google lady. So while I've been to Parra many times, Kishore hasn't. So I'm now giving him the Bollywood context on the movies that were shot here, and I'm hoping he's able to relive those memories as he's driving through. So honeymoon travels, 2006-7. So honeymoon travels, they have one scene where they pass through Parra. then Dear Zindagi,
ஆமா
then Guzarish, அது ஒரு Hrithik Roshan movie,
Guzarish நான் பார்த்தேன்.
2011.
ஓகே
All these movies were shot here. So Parra is basically characterized by trees on both sides, coconut
In
trees.
200 meters, your destination will be on the right.
Thank you. Patella. So Parra will always have photographers on the road. These days everyone is a photographer. So yeah, everyone wants to photograph and see how beautiful this place is. But they forget the fact that there are 200 people more than required on these roads. In fact, this village had a tourist photographer tax.
Your destination is on the right.
This is Parra chapel. Near. You could go left la only you go there to park your vehicle if you want to take photos.
ஓகே
For some reason, Parra has lost that charm. It's probably also because it's a very, very warm day. It's still summer in this part of India, Goa. I say that sarcastically because in Bangalore we don't have summer. Sometimes summer comes for like a couple of hours in the morning and then you have nice weather. But in the monsoons, this place looks beautiful. And I think in more winter type situations, more breathable, it's more beautiful. There's more green in the surroundings, but not right now.
ஃபுல் டைம்
So this is my new hairdo. I decided this is the best place to keep the towel. Kishore and I have arrived at Arambol beach. Very different from the Arambol that we first saw in 2006. But yeah, now I think our first stop is lunch at Garden of Dreams.
So after parking our car at Arambol Beach, we walked half a kilometer to get to the Arambol cliffside. It's a beautiful part of Arambol Beach which is worth spending at sunset. You get great silhouette shots here. And of course, if you need to be a little careful if you're, standing on the rocks, I advise you to not do that. Just sit on the outer periphery and enjoy the waves come and pummel those rocks. We had to basically walk from the cliffside where you have these row of shops and there are some very nice places to stay in case you're coming this side and you want a seaside vacation. This is a very quiet and hippie place. So we had to walk through these whole row of shops, get to the next beach, which is Kalacha Beach, also known as the Sweetwater Lake Beach. This particular beach has a small Sweetwater Lake at the end of the hills. And this is a place that we frequent. I first came here with Kishore, in fact, in 2006. I have since been coming to Sweetwater Lake. I just find it to be a brilliant oasis in this whole madness that Goa sometimes becomes. But yeah, we weren't here for the Sweetwater Lake Beach today. We wanted to basically quickly cross that beach with this view and get to the other beach. And we were waiting to get into the caves, which was our focus on this trip. The caves are actually close to the Querim side of Goa. There's another beach called Querim Beach. You can also go to Querim Beach and go to the left end of the beach and then you'll find the caves if you're destined to. It's not so easy to spot it. But yes, you can also trek from the Arambol Sweetwater Lake across the hills, across the bushes and then come here. Querim Beach is in fact famous for paragliding, as you see here in the video. I've also done paragliding. There's a video on that with Nandu, but we're getting distracted. Our point, of course, is the beautiful caves of Keri. And so we found the caves in about 30 minutes of hiking. And once we did, it was complete bliss to just sit there and watch those waves come enter the caves.
Well, I have to bend really hard to get to the other end. Crawl. Not really. But yes, bend. And here is light at the end of the tunnel. So we've done the cave. Now we're trying to see if there is low tide so that we can cross over just across the sea from this side of Kerry Beach to the Sweet Lake, and then we take the car, get back to Panjim. Then we have an early morning drive to Kupa Sea Cave, which is the southernmost sea cave in Goa. Yeah, hope you're enjoying this so far. Our journey from the northernmost sea cave to the southernmost sea cave. What a beautiful place. I love the ride. So we couldn't really get on the other side and walk during the low tide. The tide seems to have been increasing. It's still 4:45. Usually at 5 o'clock is when the high tide starts. But from 3 o'clock it's been high tide here, or that's the way we are reading it. So we still don't have a pathway to go. So we decided to get back to Arambol Sweet Lake through the usual path. In case you haven't seen it, because we didn't show you how we got here on the return direction, let me just show you how that path looks like. This is how beautiful the view is. The sun is shining in our direction. And we have to cross that mountain. These are some of the paths we have, and we are dependent on these two dogs here to show us the way. Captain, show us the way. Yeah.
You want to leave this place where we grew up, this old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run. The river's gonna cry when you're gone.
Feeling hungry? I think I'll go have lunch at Sweet Lake.
Seems like time as a wave passing by, leave a mark in our minds to turn to memories. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, 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 gone. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're. The river's gonna cry when you're gone. I was hoping you would stay, but I've always known that you would go and find your own way. I still see when we climbed up in those trees 12 years your soul, feel the wind, and watch the river run. And the sun would always shine when we sat there, you and I. The river's gonna cry when you're gone, gone.
Now we will get back to Panjim and then resume the next drive to get to our Kupa Sea Cave tomorrow morning. See you there. So it's 5:25. We're starting from Fontainhas, and today we are on our way to the Sea Cave trek. We've been asked to come there by 8 at Fishland, but I think we'd go there slightly earlier. So one thing we are observing in Goa is that there is no toll at all, because in Karnataka or in Tamil Nadu, whenever you go within the state, you observe that there are very frequent tolls. So far what Kishore and I have seen this morning is that there are no tolls as you go from North Goa to South Goa, or at least that's what we've seen in the routes that we've taken. But Goa is essentially just 2 roads, so I don't think there's any other road that has toll. Anyway, we're also noticing that there are a lot of speed breakers. It's NH66. Every 500 to 800 meters there are speed breakers, and it's you just can't go fast in this vast section. A lot of shake, right? We stopped over for breakfast at a very small cafe which was at the Canacona Chaurasta. We had a quick bhaji pav, and after that we just of course had some tea in the morning. And we were on our way. We were in fact the first ones to go reach the particular meeting point. This was a point within the Canacona district where we had to meet near a hill. And this part of Goa, South Goa, especially the Canacona district, is beautiful because the Western Ghats ends here and it is right next to the sea. And you have the river also merging with the sea, so it makes for very nice geographical scenery. And there's something with the rocks here because the rocks look distinctly different, and I found it very similar to St. Mary's Island, which in fact is spoken as an offshoot of Madagascar in Africa. But we were the first ones to arrive here. We were waiting for the rest of the group from Adventure Breaks with whom we were doing this trek.
In my first semester, I got to go for like an environment. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you?
Bachelor's last year.
Okay.
very silent and
Very nice place, man.
nice background.
So you guys are from Bangalore as well?
Originally from Chennai,
Okay.
so living in Bangalore.
So just tie it and put it in front, inside your vehicle. And
Sure.
it won't come out that way.
What color, man?
I know. So on some days it's like...
Oh,
bluer
so
than
many
this.
bottles already.
Yeah, this is I think usually by the fishermen and everything who come here.
First stop on the trek. We're just here to take some breaths, take some water, and observe a place here which is apparently a spring. Not able to go past. Also, we've started sweating. Let's enjoy the summer. Been fun, more than walking the whole way back. Nathan is the guy you guys sent as a video, right? 2 people.
Yeah. And all that.
Which one?
The
Right.
So it's just that.
The color is so rich when the sun's light falls on it. And that is the sea cave. Seeing behind me, 90 meters. It starts here. Curious to see how it's going to be inside. Once we come out, I'll tell you it's easier to add it, because whenever I tell it to people, people aren't able to register the spelling.
Yeah.
Sir.
That's okay. Can we go?
See Maria Priya. You've seen one end of the cave, we're up to the other end now.
இதில் தான் இருக்கும், இங்கே ஜம்ப் பண்ணலாம் எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சு.
அதான் உங்களுக்கு கேளு.
இல்லை, லோக்கலுக்கு மட்டும் தான் தெரியும். I've done that in...
So you call that barnacles? Okay. I've heard the word but never... I've heard that in Tintin. Captain Haddock says that word, blistering barnacles.
Barnacles are nothing but mollusks.
Acha.
Okay.
Mollusks are like snails and everything. So
Right.
that
Yeah, we've seen the snails on in the Kerry beach. A lot of snails.
Yeah.
The black ones.
This place in the middle of nowhere basically has 4G. I could work from here. New remote option. So we're just starting from that little peak, 4 of us, and we're now heading to one of the beaches here, one of the beaches that I just showed you in the drone video. I'm not going to tell you the name of the beach, but it reminds me of the movie The Beach, which is this, island which is cut away far from civilization that only a few select people can go to. I'm getting that feeling here. Taking a small break because it's 35 to 40 degrees and it's energy sapping.
Is it an old one? And it's a real story or something?
No, I don't think it is.
Are we talking about the...
Whoa, so here we are back to the same place that I came 3 years back, and now with a proper group, so I'm sure that the direction that we're taking is correct. Beautiful views from here. I hope it's still the same. I got lost here at this point.
Oh, yeah. So much cooler even with the sun.
Oh man,
Yeah, right.
just to put a tent here.
Yeah.
So there's one more viewpoint. Our instructor Sakshi is out to find that other spot. This is so beautiful. So beautiful to have, found this place, which is in the southern confines of Goa. But yes, I think it's fairly warm and it shows because your energy is draining like a phone battery every minute. I can't imagine I actually drove my car in these parts, tried parking my car here. I just don't want my insurance agent to watch my YouTube videos to know that I drove my car here. Nice. But there's little space to stand, right?
No, there's a proper slab there.
Acha. Here we go. The shot that we missed there, no? What an amazing view. The sea color looks so European. Would that be fair?
Mediterranean.
Mediterranean, yeah. And those are our friends there, sitting there. Now it's time to take a break. So we're seeing these thorns. It's so risky here. You can't basically hold a creeper or a piece of wood. If you did that here, you'd be bleeding. But anyway, I haven't done that. I'm just adding exaggeration. But I've had some piercings yesterday. I tried doing that in the other cave and my hand had some piercings. But yeah, this is how it looks. So if you're coming on this trek, you need to be very mindful of the fact that there are a lot of thorns here. Whoa, so here we are at the beach. Was it an easy trek?
No, not at all.
So it just means that you can't attempt to do this on your own, because God forbid you fall down somewhere. There's no one to help you. So it's always better to come with a group that knows how to climb hills, knows how to climb these rocks that are here, very very sharp rocks, and of course knows the terrain as well. So we're here. In fact, one of our friends has got a heat stroke because it's very very hot right now, and we're just heading to the shade. But before we go, what a beautiful beach. Have a look. So our friends are somewhere there, a couple of them. They've found a place in the shade. The sand is so soft. And that's where we took the earlier video from, that spot and that spot. So that's where we were. Oh. You're seeing these lines and patterns. It looks like oil slick. We saw that also in the earlier part where we were at the Kerry caves and Arambol. We did see the oil slick there too. Now after relaxing for a bit in the woods here, we need our dose of water, seawater. See you after that. So I've just changed into this attire. I'm Sheikh Karthik right now. Put my wet shirt like this. It keeps the head cool. It's very, very hot right now. And we're finally done with this beach. And I think the last stop right now is now to get back to the cool confines of the car's air conditioner. We're also picking up some trash from here and lifting it up. So where do you people put the trash? Somebody takes it out. Okay. Oh, say on the road. Okay. Not here. Okay.